Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about day 2 of the official test in Sepang. Now, let's just say today was not really the best day for testing in Sepang because it started with light rain and, around lunchtime, rain continued to fall. So there was only a small bit of dry running in, but I suppose I did learn a few things from today's test. So I'm going to start with Yamaha. So firstly, and as you will see here, Yamaha are now trying the downward duct like Ducati and Honda. And I thought it's really interesting because I do think it's a really conservative downward duct, and it really shows me that Yamaha are really looking at having a least drag as possible on the bike. Like the fact they're not running the Stegosaurus wings, etc., tells me that they don't want to take anything away from the engine at all. They have also tried, and you'll see here just above the Monster Energy writing, you will see the bump in the side pod fairing. They're also trying the ground effect that majority of teams are running. A little bit late to the dance, if I'm very honest, from Yamaha, but again, at least they are trying it. But I will say, Quartararo was third in the top speed traps in the dry. But again, I'm a bit pessimistic about this. If you look at this wing which he was running when he said it, compared to the old wing that they were running last year, the new wing is a lot less, and so they're running a lot less front aero. So while people are saying that the engine is massively improved in top speed, I think it's actually aero, if I'm being very, very honest. But they are seeming to go the right direction, so look, let's give them a bit of leeway. Is that engine turned up to the max? Probably. But saying that, let's see what happens over the course of the next tests. KTM were out running again today. I think their aero actually looks a bit fantastic. I'm not really a fan of aero, but it does really look like that they are starting to push. But a couple of things that I noticed is that they were running a downward duct as well. Very, very basic, small compared to the likes of Ducati and Honda examples. But again, they are running it. But one of the things I found really interesting was when I was looking at their front wing and the new front wing just under the air scoop. I think there's going to be an awful lot of development here. And when you look at the wing itself, it is definitely an upgrade. And I would class that as a mini Formula 1 rear wing, if I'm very, very honest. Honda, Marc Marquez, again, there's no real updates to the Honda except that they've updated everything, from chassis to aerodynamics, swing arm, engine. There's all been small tweaks from what we saw from Bradle to this test. So there's nothing major is actually coming out as new from Honda because everything was shown quite early. Ducati, again, they are really looking at this side pod area, and they have a kind of a different philosophy than the Aprilia. And you can see in one of the images here that they've actually revised the profile of the lip to stop air overflowing and coming down into the area where they want to energize at the side. The other thing I did notice is on Pecco's handlebar, I think this looks like a new way or a new version of the whole shot device. You'll see the little silver toggle at the top. Normally they were on the middle of the bike, but now they seem to be up there. So is that a new version, or is it a new just a new placement of the device itself? Jorge Martin has been testing the new side pods as well during the day. So it is interesting that Ducati are really following this line. This is the only major update that you see. Also kind of expecting that, I suppose, from GG Delinia, that they wouldn't show their hand till the next test. But again, it is interesting to see that they are focusing an awful lot in this area. Aprilia, and this is one of the interesting things. So Miguel Oliveira and Raul Fernandez are on the latest version of the 22 spec bike. So the bike that finished in Valencia is the bike that they have, and you can see it here compared to the new bike, and you can see there is a very, very big difference. Now, the area where I want you to pay attention to is just where the rider's foot is, right? This is the area that they're trying to energize in the corner. What they're trying to do is where you see the fairing sculpted in by the rider's foot is energize that area, and that creates what is called a diffuser. So that creates downforce in the middle of the corner. Gas, this is a very weird situation because Gas's engine, and Crafar said this during the day, Gas's engine is very different sounding towards the KTM engine, and it's like they've changed a firing order, or they're trying to lean out the linear curve so that the bike can not be overly aggressive. You can see here on Pole's bike as well with gas, they are running the downward ducts. If you just look at the bottom of the radiator there, you will see it. Same front wing as the KTM. So it is interesting that they are going a different line. Now I have videos of testing when Folger, I believe, was on the gas. And then he was on the KTM, and you can hear the difference in the note and sound of the engine. But I suppose with this test, for me today especially, was kind of a write-off, if I'm very honest. I wouldn't be paying any attentions to times, speed traps, anything realistically. And I think Marquez said it best, you know, you can't really judge someone's or a factory's winter until the last session of the last test before Portimao. And I think they're spot on and right with that. You know, at the end of the day, what they're doing right now is testing different components. Yamaha have brought an awful lot to test. Honda have brought an awful lot to test. Aprilia have touched every part of their bike. Gas and KTM have also done it. Ducati have been conservative because they can be conservative. Martin says the new engine for the 23 is night and day different to the new engine, or from the engine in 2022. And remember, he was on the original 2022 engine. So I think what we're learning in Sepang is you know, more so a durability test. Yeah, sure, they're testing some of the aero, but I would expect more surprises in aero to come out in Portimao. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of today's testing? Have you seen something that I have missed? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.